Not all of us can afford a $300 mechanical gaming keyboard, and even fewer can get into custom keyboards, a very expensive hobby to say the least. But what about more budget-oriented offerings for those looking to make an entry into mechanical keyboards, or those of you looking to experience what mechanical keyboards are all about before deciding to upgrade and invest significantly? Today I have for you the Sama SM68 hot swap mechanical gaming keyboard. Let's see how this budget-oriented offering fares, what it brings to the table, the typing experience, how much thought we get, and if it's worth considering. But first, a disclaimer. The Sama SM68 was purchased with my own money. The product was not provided or loaned to me for review. Thus, all opinions in this video will be wholly my own, and none have been privy to editorial review of the content therein. And please click that like button, click the subscribe button, and turn on the notifications by pressing the bell icon so that you're the first to know when there's new content available here. Let's begin. For such a budget keyboard, the Sama SM68 comes well equipped, ticking all the right boxes. It's got tri-mode connectivity on board. You can use this keyboard with wired USB-C connectivity, Bluetooth, USB dongle, or USB dongle for wireless operation. And the wireless USB dongle here is nestled right in the back of the keyboard, a very nice and handy feature so you don't lose it. The keys here are rated for 50 million presses, pretty decent, although not as good as some of the premium keyboards that get ratings of up to 100 million key presses. That said, this keyboard will last you even years with the ABS keycaps here, as opposed to the double shot PBT that you would see on higher ended offerings. The switches on offer here, and these are hot swappable switches, come pre-installed with a set of Utemu red switches. Now, Utemu red switches, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but they are similar to, especially the Utemu reds, are similar to the Cherry MX reds. It has full color RGB backlight and an RGB side and underglow light bar to add some bling to your gaming environment. Let's power this on and show you guys how the RGB looks here. And there we go. We get a nice set of flashing and dancing RGB, and it starts cycling through the different colors. Of course, all these different modes can be adjusted using key combinations. Now, this Sama keyboard comes baked in with some functions here to address the RGB, so you can control the different functionalities. So function key here with the arrow keys will allow you to adjust, especially with the left and right arrow key, the speed at which the colors cycle through. Of course, you can slow that down all the way with the left arrow key. You've got function up for brightness and function down for brightness lowering. And function plus the pipe symbol here will allow you to cycle through the different RGB modes that are on this keyboard. So you can see here that this one is just like a breathing effect. This one is just a static rainbow. You've got, color cycle. You've got this one here, which is dancing lights. And of course, there's plenty of different modes here for you to cycle through and to adjust to your heart's content. And of course, the RGB is bright enough. As you can see here, I've got my studio lights off. It's actually quite visible and quite bright. So I think it does the job quite well. This is a full maximum brightness for the RGB backlight. No really complaints here about the brightness levels. We also get this side RGB bar here. And of course, we also have an underglow with a light on the back of the keyboard itself. So overall, I think if you're into RGB and you want RGB in your budget keyboard offering, then this Sama is certainly going to be right up your alley. In the box here, besides the keyboard itself, we also get a few accessories. We get a key puller slash switch puller, pretty typical and pretty common tool for mechanical keyboards that are hot swappable. And we also have a wired USB Type-C cable. Now this cable is not braided, nor does it have any kind of nylon covering or anything. It's just a pretty standard, very cheap, budget-oriented, of course, USB Type-C cable, but it certainly gets the job done. And of course, there's also included 2 spare switches in the box here. These are the Utemu reds that I spoke of, but they seem to be a little bit more pink. So we'll talk about the particular switches that are equipped on this keyboard in just a moment. The keycaps are ABS plastic, so we get these pretty standard MX style stems here on the back actually, so you should be able to swap in a full new key set, a set of keycaps from pretty much any budget-oriented offering online or even Amazon itself. So looking here at the nice pink switches, these are actually the Utemu reds, and they sound fairly decent. And of course, these switches are hot swappable as well, so you could remove and replace all of these switches. The base body of the keyboard itself is a plastic build. By default, this will mute, unmute, and of course, jogging the dial will adjust the volume on your PC, and we get really nice key lock, caps lock, and other indicators here as well. So very nice to see that that is provided. We also have a battery charging indicator light here to let us know how much battery is remaining and when we need to actually plug this keyboard in for charging. Now, because of the white keycaps here and this kind of dark grayish, it's a medium gray, I don't think it's a fully dark gray looking cutout here for these lettering. It's not the best RGB I've seen, but certainly it is RGB indeed. Alright, so we'll begin here with a 30-second typing test, and then I'll put the microphone close to the keyboard and press some of the different keys, the modifiers, the space bar here, so we can hear what the stabilizers and all of these other mechanisms on the keyboard sound. So the keys here a little bit of wobbly as well, but let's begin and let's see how the typing sound is. Alright, to conclude here, I think the ASUS SM68 offers a very good value for what it does bring to the table. It's got a nice enough build body here, plastic construction. It's got, height adjustment with these elevated feet. And of course, you've got a toggle switch here that can power the keyboard off or on. You got some underglow lighting here for the RGB, some RGB wraparound lighting here, and of course, full RGB backlight here on the keys themselves, which are ABS plastic. You got a jog dial here for volume control and quick mute activity. And you've got, not only just the legends printed on the keys themselves, but we've also got side printed legends here as well to highlight the different function key combinations that can be pressed with this keyboard. So that said, overall, I think the typing experience is good. As I mentioned, this is a very, very entry-level keyboard. So if you're looking to get this for a teenager, as a gift for somebody, your daughter, your girlfriend, a friend here that's going to wants to experience the mechanical keyboard life, then I think this is a great offering here. And of course, you can find lots of deals on this online, as I mentioned earlier as well. So that's all I have to say about the Saramonic SM68. I'd love to see more products from Sama as well. Unfortunately, that's a brand that's more popular in Japan. We don't get much of their stuff here in the West. But perhaps that will soon change as we're starting to see many more manufacturers go global with their offerings. And I'd love to see some more competition in the marketplace to give the Corsairs and the likes a run for their money. All right, well, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. Please click the like button, please click subscribe, and please hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when there's new content available here. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you in the next.